welcome. Before we dive into the most powerful psychology tricks to truly understand anyone, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt the sting of a lie, realizing the deception only when it was too late? Have you ever placed your trust in someone who later shattered your heart? Or perhaps you've felt a deep unease, a whisper from your gut, yet you ignored it because their words were perfectly crafted. If any of this resonates with you, then this message is for you. It holds the potential to change your life forever. Today, you are about to uncover a profound truth, a skill rarely taught in schools: how to read human beings. Not just the surface of their words, but the silent language of their eyes, the subtle shifts in their energy, their unconscious movements, the hidden meanings in their tone, and the powerful stories in their silence. You will learn to discern what someone is truly feeling, even when they are masters of pretense. You will gain the ability to know if someone is lying, secretly jealous, genuinely attracted to you, burdened by guilt, or silently pleading for help. Once you master this skill, your life will transform. You will trust people with greater wisdom, protect your own heart from unnecessary pain, deepen your most important relationships, enhance your communication, and, most crucially, understand the truth even when it remains unspoken. Because here is the undeniable reality: words can lie, but the body never does. This knowledge will open your eyes to what others consistently miss. Before we begin with the first trick, let me give you with a taste of this power. Let's play a quick game, and your honesty is essential. Question 1. Think of any country that starts with the letter D. Don't speak it aloud, just hold it firmly in your mind. Question 2. Take the very last letter of that country and think of an animal that begins with that letter. Again, keep it to yourself. Question 3. Now, think of a color that starts with the last letter of that animal. Lock it in. Hold that country, animal, and color in your head. Are you ready for a guess? Let me predict. You're thinking of Denmark, kangaroo, orange. Was I right? If so, congratulations. You've just proven something incredibly important. Most people follow hidden mental patterns without ever realizing it. You believed you had complete freedom to choose, yet psychology subtly guided your answer. That is the sheer power of this topic. And that was just a playful trick. Now, imagine applying this profound psychological insight to read real people in your daily life. Your boss, your lover, your closest friend, even your silent enemy. Before we start, this journey will not only teach you how to read anyone, but it will also naturally enhance your English comprehension. So, if you are committed to expanding your mind and refining your language skills, subscribe now. Let's begin. Trick 1. Watch the eyes. They show what the mouth hides. There is one part of the human body that has never learned the art of deception. No matter how clever, composed, or charming a person may be, this part consistently reveals the unvarnished truth. That part, of course, is the eyes. People can meticulously train their voice, control their tone, rehearse their words before they are uttered. They can force a smile, project false confidence. But they can never, ever teach their eyes to lie. This is because eyes do not speak from the calculating brain. They speak directly from the heart. They are the first part of your body to react when an emotion strikes, often before you even consciously realize it yourself. Consider this. When someone experiences love, their eyes soften with tenderness. When joy fills them, their eyes shine with an inner light. When fear takes hold, their eyes widen in alarm. When guilt weighs them down, their eyes instinctively fall away. And when pain engulfs them, their eyes dim, like a light obscured by a storm cloud. We have all witnessed these subtle cues, yet we frequently overlook them, too preoccupied with the noise of spoken words. But if your genuine desire is to truly understand someone, you must learn to silence the external chatter and begin to truly see their eyes. For words are logic, but eyes are pure emotion, and emotion is always the real story. Imagine this scenario. You gently ask a friend, "Are you okay?" They offer a quick smile and reply, "Yeah, I'm fine." But their eyes, you notice, they lack their usual movement. They blink slower. They hold no sparkle. And for just a fleeting half second, you glimpse something profoundly heavy within them, as if their heart was attempting to communicate through the silence. That is not fine. That is pain wearing a carefully constructed mask. And if you are the type of person who listens only to words, you will miss this crucial truth every single time. But if you are the type who watches with genuine compassion, you will see it. And perhaps for the first time in their life, someone will finally truly understand them. Sometimes the opposite occurs. You encounter someone who speaks very little, yet you feel an undeniable magnetism emanating from them. They may not be verbose, but when their gaze meets yours, it is distinctly different. Their eyes hold steady. Their gaze does not wander. It is calm. It is warm. It feels as though they truly see you deeply. That is love. That is respect. That is authentic presence, the kind that cannot be faked or rehearsed. And when someone looks at you in such a way, you feel an intrinsic sense of safety because the eyes carry truth, and truth, in turn, carries peace. Now, let's revisit the concept of lies. There are two primary types of liars. The first kind completely avoids eye contact. They are aware of their deception, so they avert their gaze out of guilt. They may blink excessively. They might attempt to divert your attention with exaggerated gestures or forced smiles. The second kind, far more dangerous, stares too intensely. They deliberately force eye contact because they have been taught that honest people look you directly in the eye. But this stare does not feel calm. It feels heavy, strained, unnatural. Their eyes do not rest, they attack. The distinction is easily felt. One gaze avoids truth. The other tries too hard to manufacture it. Neither is natural. Authentic honesty is calm. It does not rush. It does not need to prove anything. It simply is. The eyes are a mirror. They flawlessly reflect precisely what the heart carries. When you look into someone's eyes, you are not merely seeing them, you are seeing their entire world. You are witnessing memories, fears, hopes, and emotions that words could never adequately express. This is why it is so challenging to maintain eye contact with someone you deeply love, because it feels akin to standing naked before their very soul. And that is why it is painful to hold eye contact with someone who has deeply hurt you, because you can feel the vast distance where warmth once resided. The eyes are not merely organs of sight. They are profound organs of emotion. They do not just see others, they reveal us. So, starting today, I urge you to begin observing differently. When you engage in conversation with someone, stop mentally preparing your next sentence. Instead, watch, notice, observe the intricate movements of their eyes. When do they shine? When do they fall? When do they freeze? When do they avoid your gaze? When do they soften? That is where the truth stealthily hides. It is not found in grand speeches. It is in the minuscule flicker that lasts for only half a second, yet communicates everything. One day, you will encounter someone who looks at you not with lust, not with fleeting curiosity, not with polite obligation, but with genuine presence. And in that moment, you will feel something incredibly powerful, because their eyes will be silently declaring, "I see you." All of you. No judgment, no pretense, just pure truth. That is true connection. That is what human beings crave more than anything, to be truly seen. And on another day, you will encounter someone whose eyes once gazed at you with love, but now they deliberately avoid yours. They may talk, they may smile, they may even joke, but their gaze never quite settles on you anymore. That is when you will know. The emotion has irrevocably changed. And that realization, while painful, will also liberate you. Because the eyes do not lie. And sometimes the truth is the most precious gift. The one that finally allows you to stop desperately begging for a love that has already departed. So, if your desire is to read anyone in relationships, in business, in friendships, or within your family, do not rush to listen. Pause, look deeply into their eyes, because everything they have ever felt, everything they are meticulously hiding, everything they wish they could articulate is right there. And once you learn to read that unspoken language, you will never walk blindly again. Trick 2. The voice tells you everything, even when the words lie. Sometimes people will skillfully lie with their lips, but their voice, that profound instrument, will betray the truth. This phenomenon is known as paralanguage, the intricate sound tapestry behind the words. It encompasses elements such as tone. Are they warm, cold, or sharp? Pitch, is their voice higher than usual, perhaps indicating nervousness? Speed, are they rushing their words, or conversely, pausing for an unusually long time? Volume, are they speaking too softly when denying something important? And even subtle breaths or sighs, that quiet exhalation when they insist, "I'm okay." Why does this matter so profoundly? Because when the voice does not align with the literal message, something significant is being concealed. For example, they might utter, "I'm fine," but their voice is soft, their tone flat, perhaps with a tiny, almost imperceptible pause before they speak. That is not fine. That is pain expertly disguised as normalcy. Or they might declare, "No, I don't care," but they say it quickly, sharply, with a noticeably raised pitch, almost as if they are angry. That means they care a great deal. Your task is not merely to hear the words. Your profound task is to listen to the music behind them, the emotional soundtrack. When you train your ear to discern paralanguage, you will never be deceived again. You will hear sadness beneath forced smiles, jealousy concealed behind casual jokes, and profound love hidden within silence. Trick 3. Crossed arms and legs. The silent language of emotional walls. The body speaks volumes, often louder than any spoken word. And one of its most potent signals is this crossed arms or crossed legs. This is far more than just a comfortable sitting style. It is a psychological barrier, the body's instinctive way of safeguarding itself. When someone crosses their arms firmly across their chest or crosses their legs away from you, it is frequently a silent message of discomfort, resistance, or profound emotional distance. It could subtly communicate, I don't feel entirely safe right now. I don't fully trust this conversation. I am protecting myself emotionally or physically. Imagine you are discussing something deeply emotional with someone. Suddenly, they cross their arms, lean back slightly, or visibly tighten their shoulders. Their mouth might assure you, it's fine. But their body has just screamed, this is absolutely not fine. Even crossed legs convey powerful insights. If their legs are crossed with their feet pointing away from you, it often signifies disconnection. If their legs are crossed towards you, it can indicate genuine interest or comfort. Furthermore, crossing arms can also be a display of false confidence. When someone stands with arms crossed and chin held high, it might appear powerful, but often it is actually fear cleverly hiding behind a facade of control. When you observe crossed limbs, resist the urge to judge. Instead, observe. The body is constructing a wall. Ask yourself, what exactly are they protecting? Trick 4. The micropause. The silent space between the lie and the truth. You pose a simple question. Where were you last night? They offer a smile. They nod. Then they pause, just for a second, a tiny, almost imperceptible hesitation, and then they deliver their answer. I was with my friends. Most people would not even register that pause. It is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is not a full drawn-out silence. It is merely one small breath before the sentence begins. But that breath, that single second of hesitation, that is the unmistakable sound of the brain frantically trying to decide, what should I say right now? What will make me appear innocent? What is the safest possible way to answer this question? That pause is the invisible bridge between two distinct worlds. One world is truth, which flows effortlessly and freely. The other world is filtered speech, which requires careful planning, editing, and masking. And when someone pauses in that critical moment, that tiny delay, they are not speaking from the heart. They are speaking from a place of calculated thought. Here is what most people fail to grasp. Truth does not hesitate. When someone is being genuinely real, their words flow with effortless ease. There is no delay, no conscious preparation, no mental filtering. If you ask someone, did you take the money? And they respond instantly, no, I didn't. Their answer is perfectly aligned with their truth. But if you ask the very same question, and there is even a half-second delay, followed by a vague tone or a subtle shift in expression, what you have just witnessed is their internal conflict. It is the brain desperately attempting to construct a believable version of the truth, which is another way of saying they are not revealing everything to you. This pause can manifest in any situation, not exclusively when someone is lying, but also when they are concealing something, protecting someone, or feeling a profound fear of being judged. It is not always about guilt. Sometimes it is about the fear of being profoundly misunderstood. But in either case, the outcome is identical. Hesitation is the shadow of truth. It unequivocally shows you that something is not flowing naturally. And when you perceive that pause, that fleeting flicker of silence, that micro moment of internal searching, that is your critical moment to stop listening to the mere words and begin to ask, why did they require time to answer something so seemingly simple? You ask your friend, do you still want to come to the trip with us? And they smile and say, yeah, of course. But you noticed it. The tiny pause, the momentary look away, the subtle shift in tone. They said yes. But that pause whispered, I'm not sure. I don't really want to, but I don't want to hurt you. I'm already pulling away. And that single moment, that 1 second delay can communicate more than an entire conversation. Because people mistakenly believe lies are found in elaborate stories. But the truth is usually hiding in the tiniest space between question and answer. And when you learn to notice it, you will begin to hear the words behind the words. Trick 5. The feet point to the truth, even when the face pretends. Here is something almost nobody discusses, but once you notice it, you will be unable to unsee it. We spend our entire lives diligently watching people's faces, attempting to decipher their smiles, their eyes, their tone. But the face is the most controlled part of the human body. We are taught from childhood, smile even when you don't mean it. Maintain a straight face. Don't show you're angry. The face is trained. It is rehearsed. It knows precisely how to lie. But there is one part of the body that no one ever consciously trains, and that part is the feet. The feet are raw. They are undeniably honest. They are the very last thing people think to control during a conversation. And that, precisely, is why they so often reveal the deepest truth. Now, listen to this insight carefully. Wherever the feet are pointing, that is precisely where the mind and heart truly desire to go. So imagine this scenario. You are standing in a group conversation. Someone is speaking to you. They are smiling. They are nodding. They are uttering all the appropriate words. But their feet, you observe, are pointed subtly towards the door, or perhaps towards someone else in the room. Or they might keep shifting from side to side, indicating restlessness. That is the crucial moment you realize they do not genuinely wish to be here. They are actively seeking an escape. They have already departed emotionally. Their body is simply awaiting permission to physically leave. This principle also holds true in relationships. Let's say you are seated with your partner on the couch. You are attempting to have a meaningful, real conversation. They might say, I'm listening. Go on. But you notice they are leaning back. Their arms are crossed, and their feet are pointed away towards the hallway, the wall, or the very edge of the room. What you are feeling in that moment, that palpable emotional distance, is not merely in your head. It is powerfully expressed in their posture. It is in their legs. It is in the way their body is subtly disconnecting from you, even while their mouth insists, "I'm listening." And once you learn to perceive that, you will cease chasing empty words and begin reading what truly matters most, where their heart is already moving. It also functions in the opposite manner. When someone is truly and deeply present with you, they will instinctively lean in. Their feet will face you directly. They will not shuffle. They will not aim for an exit. Their entire body will be silently declaring, "I'm here. I'm with you. I'm completely focused." And you will feel it. You will feel safe, heard, and genuinely valued because the body speaks louder than any sentence. Now, reflect on how many times you have overlooked this powerful sign. How many times have you conversed with someone knowing deep down they were not truly with you, yet you continued speaking? You continued hoping. You believed their words, but utterly ignored the truth literally beneath your feet. And how many times have people done the exact same thing to you? Smiles at you, but their feet already pointed towards someone else. In dating, in friendship, in arguments, in the mundane moments of everyday life. The body is perpetually speaking. But the feet, they often reveal the truth long before the heart dares to. So, from today, when you speak to someone, do not just look at their eyes, look at their direction. Where are their feet pointing? Where is their body subtly leaning? Where are they truly going? Because words travel where the brain dictates, but feet travel where the soul is unequivocally pulling. And when the two do not match, always believe the feet. They are the unerring compass of attention. They do not lie. Trick 6, touching the neck. The body's silent cry for safety. You are in the midst of a conversation. You honor something serious, something profoundly real, something emotionally charged, and suddenly they touch their neck. Not in an obvious way, just a small, almost unconscious motion. A hand gently brushing the side of the neck, fingers subtly rubbing the back of it, a gentle scratch, perhaps pulling at a necklace or adjusting their collar. To most observers, it appears to be nothing. Just a physical habit, a fleeting moment. But to someone who sees clearly, to you, it signifies everything. Because this is one of the body's most ancient, protective reflexes. You see, the neck is an inherently vulnerable area. It houses the throat, the voice, the breath, the vital pulse. It is where the body instinctively feels exposed, especially during moments of emotional pressure. So, when someone touches their neck, they are not merely tidying their shirt. They are subtly calming themselves. They are soothing their stress. They are comforting their anxiety without even being consciously aware of it. This is one of the body's most subconscious ways of silently declaring, "I don't feel entirely safe right now. I'm not sure I fully trust this situation. I'm uncomfortable with what was just said. I feel exposed, uncertain, perhaps even guilty." It is frequently observed in individuals who are hiding something, people who are nervous, those attempting to project confidence, but failing internally, people who feel watched or judged, and individuals on the verge of lying or avoiding the complete truth. And the most fascinating aspect, they do not know they are doing it. That is precisely why it is such an incredibly reliable signal. The brain dispatches an urgent message directly to the hand. Cover the weak spot. Calm down. Breathe. And the hand obeys without conscious permission. It is not a performance. It is an emotional leak. Let's envision a real life scene. You are speaking to your partner. You ask, "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" They respond, "I didn't think it was important." But as they speak, you notice them gently touch the side of their neck, or adjust their hoodie, or fidget with their necklace. They are unaware of it, but you sense something is amiss. Something in their body language whispered. They're nervous. They're hiding something. They're not as calm as they pretend. And you were right. That small, almost imperceptible touch was the silent scream the mouth could not release. Now reflect. How many times have you touched your own neck when you were bending the truth slightly? Feeling awkward in a conversation? Afraid of what someone might say? Trying to swiftly end a topic? Feeling too emotionally exposed? And you did not even realize you were doing it. It is not guilt, it is primal instinct. The body is attempting to protect the voice, because when we feel emotionally unsafe, we often feel physically unsafe too. So, from today, become an observer who truly sees this. In meetings, in relationships, in confrontations, in moments of profound truth. Watch the neck. Because the instant someone touches it, that is the very moment something deeply real is transpiring within them. They are not merely reacting, they are profoundly revealing. And if you notice that sign with patience, not pressure, you can gently guide the conversation towards a place of honesty. Because now you are not guessing, you are reading, and that distinction makes all the difference. Trick 7. The mirroring effect. How people reveal their true connection without speaking a word. You are seated with someone, perhaps a friend or a new acquaintance, or someone you deeply love, or even someone who might secretly love you back. And slowly, subtly, something remarkable begins to transpire. You lean back, and they lean back. You rest your hand casually on the table. They do the same. You cross your legs. A moment later, so do they. You shift your posture. They shift theirs. You laugh. They smile. You touch your hair. They touch theirs. It is subtle. It is soft. It is not overtly obvious, but it is undeniably real. What is occurring in that moment is known as mirroring, and it is one of the most profound indicators of human connection. You see, when two individuals feel emotionally close, even on a subconscious level, they begin to synchronize. Their body language, their movements become strikingly similar. Their gestures start to align. Their posture, their tone, their very rhythm, all begin to reflect each other. And the most astonishing part, it is not intentional. It is not a deliberate strategy. It is not a learned technique. It is the body itself silently declaring, I feel connected to you, without any conscious request, without any thought, without any effort. Why does this phenomenon occur? Because the human mind is intrinsically wired for connection. We yearn to feel safe. We yearn to feel seen. We yearn to belong. So, when we feel emotionally, intellectually, or romantically close to someone, the body instinctively responds, let me match you. Let me join your rhythm. Let me meet you precisely where you are. It is empathy in motion. It is emotional alignment without the need for words. It manifests between friends, between lovers, between parents and children, between students and teachers, and even between strangers who experience an instant, inexplicable connection. And the more someone respects you, admires you, or feels drawn to you, the more powerfully they will mirror your movements. But here is where its power truly lies. Mirroring does not exclusively indicate attraction. It also profoundly reveals trust. In arguments, if two individuals mirror each other, it signifies that they are still emotionally connected, even amidst their conflict. In job interviews, if the interviewer gradually begins to subtly copy your energy or tone, it is a strong indicator that you are making a favorable impression. In relationships, when someone mirrors your gestures without conscious awareness, it means your hearts are dancing to the same unspoken music, even in silence. If you change your posture and they instinctively follow without thinking, it is a clear sign of shared emotional space. Now, what if they do not mirror you? What if you are sharing your heart and they remain rigidly still? What if you lean forward, seeking connection, and they remain cold and distant? What if your energy softens and theirs becomes sharper, more guarded? That too is a powerful message. It signifies disconnection, discomfort, distrust, or the presence of emotional walls. And when someone intentionally disrupts your rhythm or steadfastly refuses to meet your energy, their body is silently declaring, I don't feel entirely safe with you. I don't want to join you. I am not emotionally present. And that realization can be painful. But that truth can also liberate you, because now you are no longer guessing. You are no longer chasing something that does not exist. You are seeing it with profound clarity in the intricate dance of the body. So, here is what I want you to always remember. When people truly connect, they do not always articulate it, but their body does. Their rhythm does. Their posture does. Their tiny unconscious gestures do. So, from now on, watch for the match. Feel the mirror. Notice the subtle alignment. Because when two hearts are truly on the same page, the body will always follow. And when it does not, that is your undeniable clue to cease fighting for someone who is already silently walking away. Trick 8: pursed lips. Holding back what the heart wants to say. Sometimes the most honest sentence is the one that is never actually spoken. You ask someone, "Are you okay?" They reply, "I'm fine." But their lips tighten, closing firmly, pressed together like a door being locked shut. That is not fine. That is a heart desperately holding back an impending storm. This particular behavior, lips pressed tightly together, is known as pursing the lips. It might appear insignificant. It might seem like nothing at all, but psychologically, it is one of the clearest indicators that someone is forcefully holding back a torrent of emotion, a crucial truth, or deep-seated pain. Pursed lips profoundly signify, I'm angry, but I'm not ready to explode. I'm sad, but I don't want to cry. I have something vital to say, but I'm terrified to speak it. I'm desperately trying to control my reaction so that I don't lose you. It is a powerful act of emotional containment. A person does not wish to reveal what lies within, but the pressure is already intensely building. So, the lips become the formidable wall, the locked gate, the impenetrable lock. They hold everything in. You will frequently observe this during arguments when someone is unable to articulate their true feelings. In relationships, when one partner is wary of maintaining a pretense. In friendships, when someone feels profoundly unappreciated. In family settings, when there is old, unhealed pain simmering beneath the surface. In work situations, when someone feels insulted or overlooked, but cannot outwardly display it. They might say, "It's okay, whatever," but you distinctly see their lips tighten. Their mouth becomes quiet. Their words abruptly stop short. And now, you know they are not finished speaking. They are simply terrified to speak. Think of it this way. The human mouth is the primary conduit through which emotions emerge. When we experience joy, we laugh. When we feel sadness, we cry. When we feel anger, we shout. When we feel connection, we smile. But when we feel something too dangerous, too overwhelming, or too vulnerable to express, the body reacts differently. It completely closes the mouth. It silently commands, "Don't let this feeling escape." Not yet. And the lips become a tight lid on a furiously boiling pot. Now, pause and reflect. How many individuals in your life exhibit this behavior? You see them sitting silently, their body stiff, their words clipped, but their lips are tight, pressed together, not relaxed, not neutral, but tense, holding, containing. And that is your unmistakable sign. They are hiding something. Perhaps not a deliberate lie, perhaps not a deep secret, but an emotion, an opinion, a truth that does not feel safe to unleash. That is not the moment to push aggressively. That is the moment to soften your approach, because what lies behind those pursed lips is not emptiness. It is profound, unspoken pain. So, from today, diligently watch for it. When you observe someone press their lips shut, do not believe the words they utter next. Believe the powerful emotion they are desperately trying not to reveal. That is the authentic conversation. And when you learn to perceive this, you will become someone people instinctively feel safe with. Because you will notice what others habitually ignore. You will hear the powerful emotions that silently reside. And that, truly, is what changes lives. Trick 9, look at the feet. They point to the truth even when the face pretends. We exist in a world where the vast majority of people are meticulously trained to lie with their faces. They smile when their heart is heavy. They nod in agreement when they secretly disagree. They declare, "I'm happy to be here," while simultaneously checking their phone, stifling a yawn, or barely paying attention. That is precisely why reading people is such a challenging endeavor. We are constantly fixated on their expressions, their spoken words, their practiced gestures. But if your genuine desire is to unearth the truth, you need to shift your focus. Stop looking up and start looking down, because the feet, they never lie. Here is the profound secret. The feet consistently point to where the heart truly desires to go. Not where the mouth articulates, not where the brain logically decides, but where the body instinctively leans. When someone is genuinely interested, deeply connected, and emotionally present, their feet will naturally face you. Their body will remain aligned with yours. they will lean into the conversation. But when someone feels bored, disconnected, ready to depart, emotionally distant, or secretly uninterested, their feet will subtly, quietly turn away. They may still offer a polite smile. They may continue to engage in conversation, but their body is already preparing for an exit. They have emotionally checked out. Imagine this scenario. You are standing in a group, talking, laughing, sharing stories. One person continues to nod politely, but their feet, you observe, are pointed towards the door, or perhaps towards another individual in the group, or they are constantly shifting with restless energy. They are not genuinely participating in the conversation. They are not truly with you. Their face is expertly pretending, but their feet have already departed. This is precisely why you must learn to observe beneath the surface. You ask your partner, "Are you genuinely okay with this decision?" They respond, "Yeah, sure." But their feet are crossed tightly, facing the opposite direction. Their toes keep tapping a restless rhythm. Their legs look poised to stand up. They said yes, but their body unequivocally said no. This principle even manifests powerfully in dating scenarios. Two people on a first date. One leans in, their feet relaxed and naturally facing the other. The other sits stiffly, their feet turned towards the exit, their hands clasped in their lap. You do not require a lengthy conversation to understand the underlying truth. You simply need to observe their legs. The face is meticulously trained. The voice is carefully rehearsed, but the feet are raw, honest, and utterly uncontrolled. From now on, do not allow yourself to be deceived by polite words or polite faces. Ask yourself, where are they truly attempting to go? If their feet point directly to you, they are present. If their feet turn away, they have already left emotionally. It is not always a dramatic revelation, but it is always undeniably truthful. Yet when you learn to read this silent language, you will cease desperately begging for attention from people who have already turned away. You will stop chasing smiles that hold no genuine meaning, and you will finally connect with individuals who are truly with you, not just physically standing in front of you. Trick 10Z fake smiles don't reach the eyes. The mask always slips, smiling. It is the most practiced lie in the entire world. We are constantly instructed to smile for photographs, smile at strangers, smile to be polite, smile even when your heart is aching. And so we learn the art of stretching our lips even when our spirit is breaking. But the human body, in its inherent honesty, always leaves a crucial clue. A real, authentic smile reaches the eyes. A fake one, however, never does. This is one of the most powerful tricks you can ever master because so many individuals in your life are smiling, but they are not genuinely happy. They are not truly connected. They are not speaking the truth. They are merely wearing a mask because it feels easier than being truly honest. How can you distinguish the difference? Look intently at their eyes. A genuine smile causes the corners of the eyes to crinkle, creating natural wrinkles, often called crow's feet. It makes the cheeks visibly lift. It feels warm, alive, and genuinely contagious. A fake smile exists solely in the mouth. The eyes remain flat, cold, or tired. The face appears as if it is merely posing. There is no spark, just a superficial shape. Here is the poignant truth. Most fake smiles originate from deep pain, from individuals who do not feel safe enough to reveal their authentic selves, from people who are utterly exhausted but desperately attempting to appear strong, from people who feel profoundly lonely even in rooms filled with people. You ask, "How are you?" They smile widely and declare, "Great," but their eyes remain empty, remain still. No shine, no softness, no life. You are not witnessing joy. You are witnessing a performance. Now, imagine the complete opposite. A child sees their mother after a long and arduous trip. A man witnesses the unexpected return of his long-lost friend. A woman hears the exhilarating news. You got the job. Their smile bursts forth from their entire face. Their eyes might well up with tears. Their facial muscles soften. There is an undeniable warmth in their gaze. That is not a performance. That is raw, real emotion powerfully breaking through the surface. So, from now on, do not merely look at the mouth. Look deeply into the eyes. When someone smiles, but their eyes remain unchanged, they are protecting themselves. They are performing. They are meticulously hiding something. And your role is not to judge. It is to notice, and then perhaps to gently ask, "You smiled, but are you truly okay?" That singular moment of awareness can change everything because it communicates to people. I see past the mask. You do not have to pretend here. And sometimes that is all someone needs to be truly seen behind the smile. Trick 11, silence isn't empty. It's full of emotion. You ask someone a question. They do not respond. Seconds tick by. They lower their eyes. They look away. They take a deep breath and still silence. What do most people instinctively do? They panic. They rush to fill the uncomfortable gap with more words. They quickly change the subject. They might say, "It's okay. Forget it." But the individual who understands psychology does not interrupt that profound silence, because that silence is not empty. It is full of thoughts they are terrified to speak, full of feelings they have not yet processed, full of pain they are desperately trying to hide, full of love they do not know how to confess, full of regret they cannot yet name, full of anger they are afraid to show. Silence is one of the most powerful emotional languages on earth. It is louder than shouting. It is deeper than long, flowing conversations. It holds within it all the words that simply could not come out. The moment you ask, "Why did you do that to me?" and the person merely stares, waits, swallows hard, and avoids your eye contact, that silence is not a void. It is a fierce battlefield, a war raging within them, a war between what they deeply feel and what they are willing to reveal. A woman says to her boyfriend, "Do you still love me?" He offers a weak smile, then silence. He does not say no. He does not say yes. He looks away. He shifts uncomfortably in his chair. He sighs. The silence screams louder than any words. That is not mere hesitation. That is profound emotional disconnection. Silence can also powerfully convey respect, fear, or guilt. A child breaks something and remains completely silent. A friend harbors a secret and steadfastly avoids the topic. A parent does not reply because they are desperately trying not to cry. It is all a form of communication. But most people never truly hear it because they never stop talking. Here is the undeniable truth. Every single second of silence is filled with raw truth, if only you can sit still and truly listen. So, the next time someone offers you silence, do not fear it. Do not rush to fill it. Just hold the space with patience and then gently ask, "Is there something you're not ready to say?" That one profound question can shatter years of emotional walls. Because what people need most is someone who sees what they are not saying. And that someone can be you. Trick 12: time reveals priority, not words. Some individuals will effortlessly declare, "I care about you. You're important to me. You're like family. Of course, I support you. Let's meet soon." But they never make the call. They never show up. They never check in. They consistently cancel plans. They conveniently forget. They are always too busy. Words, while beautiful, are ultimately cheap. If you genuinely wish to know what a person truly values, do not listen to their mouth. Instead, meticulously observe how they choose to spend their precious time. Because time is the one invaluable commodity people never waste on what they do not genuinely care about. Someone who consistently messages you first. Priority. Someone who remembers your smallest details. Priority. Someone who carves out 10 minutes for you even on their busiest day. Priority. Someone who did not even have the time to reply to your triumphs or struggles. You were not their priority, and that, undoubtedly, is the most painful truth of all. But it is also the most liberating. Once you cease believing their empty words, you begin to see their real, unfiltered choices. A friend who texts you every single day does not need to explicitly say, "I care." A partner who listens with undivided attention does not need to declare, "You matter." A parent who willingly sacrifices their own time does not need to utter, "I love you." Time has already said it all. Consider this deeply. If someone has ample time to endlessly scroll Instagram for 2 hours, but did not reply to your message for 3 days, that is a conscious choice. And that choice has unequivocally told you the truth. And once you accept this profound truth, you will never again chase the wrong people. The most painful individuals to read are not the blatant liars. They are the sweet talkers, the ones who articulate beautifully, but vanish precisely when it matters most. So here is your powerful trick. Do not read their messages. Read their actions. If they are perpetually busy for you, but consistently available for everyone else, they have already clearly communicated where you stand. And you, without question, deserve far better. Trick 13. They mirror who they secretly respect or desire. This trick remains utterly invisible to the untrained eye, but once you perceive it, you will never be able to unsee it again. People subconsciously mirror the body language of someone they secretly admire, profoundly trust, or deeply wish to feel close to. It is not a conscious act. It is not a deceptive pretense. It is a powerful psychological bonding mechanism. The brain silently communicates, "I want to connect with this person." And so the body spontaneously begins to copy. The way they sit, the way they hold their drink, the way they utilize their hands, even their tone, their rhythm, or their subtle facial expressions. It is all part of mirroring. For instance, you lean casually on your left hand. A moment later, they subtly do the same. You take a sip of water. They instinctively reach for their own drink. You cross your legs. They slowly, unconsciously cross theirs. Not perfectly, perhaps, but close enough to be felt, if not always explicitly seen. It is the body silently declaring, "We're on the same team." But here is the truly brilliant aspect. People only mirror what they genuinely value. They do not mirror individuals they dislike. They do not copy people they do not respect. They do not reflect the energy of people they feel superior to. So, when someone begins to subtly mimic your pace, your posture, or even your choice of words, they are sending a powerful non-verbal signal. You matter to me. I want to be in sync with you. I feel deeply connected to your presence. In romantic relationships, mirroring is a clear indicator of emotional intimacy. Two lovers might start using the same slang. They laugh in a similar way. They lean in at the same moment. They feel like mirrors because they intrinsically desire to be mirrors of each other. In conversations, if the person begins to talk like you, adopting your vocabulary, or copying your calm tone, they are profoundly drawn to your energy. And that, my friend, is influence. But what if someone never mirrors you? They do not respond to your tone. They do not adapt their posture. They act cold, stiff, and utterly uninterested. That signifies they feel emotionally distant. They do not value your presence. Or perhaps worse, they subtly want you to chase them. So, stop chasing. Start reading because the body has already unmistakably told you the truth. Mirroring is not about ego. It is about profound connection. And once you begin to perceive who mirrors you, you will know precisely who is emotionally present and who is merely physically occupying the same room. If this message has offered you something valuable, if even one trick has resonated or helped you, then please do not forget to subscribe. Because here, we do not merely teach English. We teach you how to understand people, how to grow, how to protect your heart, and how to speak and listen like someone who truly sees the world. Subscribe now, and let's continue building your power one profound truth at a time. We are just getting started.